James read the script and said he liked it very much, came to see me on the set, and I could see that he had an incredible connection with the movie. And he then was my first audience. I was quite scared to show the movie to him because it was, very unfinished. And the good news is he really, I think, loved it for the right reasons. Loved it is one thing, but for the right reason is more important. He read the screenplay many, many times. He knows the movie absolutely by heart. Every single line of dialogue he can repeat. It's very astonishing for me, I can mention any image in the movie. He knows it. He knows how long it is, what direction of the eyes the actor is using. It's absolutely incredible. I'm flabbergasted. I'm so happy with what I'm hearing. I've never been as happy as I am, should I say, almost on this movie. It has been a very happy shoot. I was delighted with my actors, with my set. It was a very positive experience so far. But here it's another level of delight. I don't know a director who can be a great composer as well, So there is a moment where we have to give our baby to another person, and that person may give it back to you changed. It's not your baby anymore. So it's why it's scary. And in that moment, today, it's different because I gave the baby to James, and he's giving me back a better baby. Almost the essence of the movie is to have a very, very intimate story against a gigantic backdrop. But I think this is also something that you perceive right away when you read the script, because that was inherent to the story itself. It's a multi-layered story where the characters are woven into the big, larger canvas. This is what James is doing. As you've heard, he's using, right now I think we have 160 musicians and choir in the room, but there are a lot of solo, and played with a clarinet or with one balalaika alone in the quietness. And even if we have 35 violins, very often it sounds like the wind. What's happening now is for me so incredibly pleasant, more than pleasant. It's a dream of a lifetime to be understood by a composer this way.
There's this sort of soul that it has, and this kind of quiet sadness that I thought was very important to bring out. It's not something that's visible, it's something that's just under the surface. I wanted to write very, very simple themes. The last thing I wanted to do was write a big Hollywood score for this movie, because the movie is so understated, so non-Hollywood. And even though it is a big epic, it was just important for me to write something that was an epic feel, but was just slightly understated and quiet. When people kiss, or when people are killed, or that kind of thing, the music's always there supporting, but it's always slightly subdued. And there's a very profound sort of sadness that the music helps bring out. There's something about an ethnic flute or a balalaika or a small string orchestra that somehow says more than a huge 1,000-piece orchestra saying they're kissing. You don't need that. That's obvious by good acting. But what you need is the subtle sort of reflection after the kiss. And I try and sort of bring that out in the sort of orchestrations I use. He's a very hands-on filmmaker, and it was great to see him really working. He gets on all fours and crawls around with the cameraman and gets himself completely muddy, and it's just great to see how he works. He's very, very graphic in the way he works and the way his filmmaking style, and I am as well. I went out of my way not to use traditional Russian instruments. So again, not to sort of stereotype, oh, this is a Russian movie, here's our balalaika. I only use them at the very beginning of the end credits as a sort of way to clear the air a bit and make it much more sort of intimate, the music in the beginning of the end credits, from the things you've just witnessed in the last 20 minutes of the movie, which are very, very moving. I have avoided the sort of stereotypical big orchestral things on battle scenes. I've tended to write very quietly and elegiacally for the orchestra. I've used chorus a lot, which gives it a Russian feeling but also gives it a very spiritual and soulful feeling. And I've written in this sort of Russian idiom of harmonies and the melodies are very, very simple folk-like melodies. There's something very human about chorus for me. It's a sound that really can't be duplicated by machines. It's like a guitarist. There's something so intimate about hearing the fingers on the frets. It's just so human and so intimate. And the chorus is that way too, when it's humming and it's by itself a cappella, no orchestra. There's just something just so basic about that. The story is not so much specifically about two people, it's also about the whole sort of sad world of the whole Russian population, and yet it's such an intimate story. It's their theme, yet it's the whole theme. Strafing and the bombing, that all takes care of itself. But I'll tell you, when you have super realistic sound effects and dialogue, and you're writing a very simple Russian folk song or Russian something that I composed that sounds very plaintive and ultra simple, and you gradually change focus to an audience by bringing down the sound effects, just revealing a very simple melody over all of this misery, is heartbreaking. You get it right away, the sort of pathos of Russian against Russian. I mean, when we were recording it, as soon as, when I was playing it back, as soon as the sound effects fell away, everybody knew it was not Germans killing Russians, it was Russians killing Russians. And it's that sort of intimacy that Jean-Jacques and I tried to do as much as we could.